Welcome to Coffee Commerce. Last time we talked about a cup of joe, and we ended off with good to the last drop. That's actually a saying that, similar to cup of joe and coffee, has a number of different avenues where that story goes. So the story goes that there was a couple of gentlemen that were roasting coffee and had some specific blends. The one gentleman's name was John Cheek, and then he met up with a British roaster in the US named Roger Smith. They roasted this blend for the Maxwell House in Nashville, which may have been an estate for Andrew Jackson. So the Maxwell House ended up having this special blend at their hotel. Smith and Cheek gave the coffee for free for a few days for them to try out, and the Maxwell House went back to their regular blend. Patrons complained about this, and then they went back to Cheek and to Smith, and then they ended up giving them the exclusive coffee rights to the Maxwell House. So then from then on, the Maxwell House was known for their coffee. Theodore Roosevelt goes and stays at the Maxwell House and has a cup of coffee. And it's said that he drank his coffee and then at the end said, "Good to the last drop." That's the story. And that ended up in some commercials. Maxwell House later on became known as the brand for the coffee, but they distanced themselves from the story, but also then later on came around and said that there was some truth to this as well, some truth to that story. But the term "good to the last drop" was not first used by Theodore Roosevelt or Maxwell House as a brand. It was first used by Coca-Cola around their Coke products. So whether it's Coca-Cola or it's coffee, Maxwell House ended up using this term, and it became a very popular slogan that they used for many years. And many commercials were done, and many posters were made with the good to the last drop in Maxwell House. In fact, when you think of good to the last drop today, you probably think of Maxwell House Coffee. And that's some of the stories behind good to the last drop and the Maxwell House Coffee. There's more stories like that around. Just even the whole concept of how coffee became common in restaurants and in diners. But that's a whole other story. Probably for more than just one cup of coffee though. Thank you.